residents of an alien planet. Welcome to Movin' Right Along, a Muppet movie podcast brought to you by toughpigs.com. This is the podcast where we normally watch Muppet movies 2 minutes at a time and talk about it a lot. I am your special guest host, Joe Hennes.
What? I'm your other host, Anthony Strand.
And I'm your other usual co-host, Ryan Rowe. And who let this guy in here?
What's this?
Surprise! I'm taking over. I'm taking the whole thing over.
Hey.
Joe Hennes from some Spider Pig comics.
That's right. I'm in a Spider-Ham comic.
From Touch Pigs?
From touchpigs.com. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. But hey, listen, there's a reason that I'm here. There's a reason that you are both here because there's a here that we should be talking about.
We are here.
We are actually...
Are we three? Yes, we are.
We are three.
We're three.
We are three.
We are, for the first time in 13 years... 13 years. The three of us, are in the same place at the same time.
It's true. And to prove it, we're going to all high five. Wait.
How do we do
all
this?
three of us at
We
the
don't
same time?
We don't have enough hands.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
Right.
Okay. There it is. Yes. That was just Anthony
That was
getting
us
his own hand. That doesn't count.
all of us high-fiving at the same time.
Incredible. This is how podcasts used to be recorded. Remember that before Zoom?
Yeah.
People would just sit at a table across from each other.
Yeah.
It's
Those
incredible.
are dark days.
Never done it.
So this week we are looking at minutes number 907 to 909, in which
a long movie.
Joe and Ryan and Anthony are going to be answering user questions. We asked you, the listeners, to submit questions to us, really to you guys. Yeah. And I'm going to be reading some questions that you've sent in. Ryan and Anthony are going to answer. It's that simple.
Great.
That's
Pretty simple.
That's the whole premise of this podcast.
And by the way, thanks for everybody who sent questions in.
Yeah, we got a lot of great ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we'll just jump right in. How about that?
Great.
Cool. All right. Well, question number 1. Zach Kenny has asked, of all the earlier script lookbacks, which one would you both say are your favorites?
Well, so Ryan is the one who does most of the research, so I'm sure you remember them better than I do, if I had to guess. But I will say that Henry Kissinger in the first movie, the Henry Kissinger cameo,
That's the obvious one, yeah.
certainly sticks in my mind. Also from the Muppet movie there's like an old man at the bait shop who gives Kermit advice.
Right.
Which was going to be a celebrity cameo, unspecified celebrity cameo.
Well, his name is George, so we thought maybe
it was
George Burns,
right?
Yeah.
So those ones from the Muppet movie are the ones I think about the most.
Yeah.
How about you?
There was one in the Great Muppet Caper screenplay draft where Queen Elizabeth was in Miss Piggy's cell, which was just like, that's so weird and probably doesn't really belong in the movie, but I think we responded very positively to it. Also in the scene with the Peter Falk character cameo, after Kermit tells the character that he's wrong, he responds with, okay, then how about this? You were walking along the beach one Tuesday morning when you saw the shattered hulk of a World War II tanker bobbing up and down near the jetty. And then Kermit interrupts him again. So I just like that idea that he tries again to tell another very elaborate story and gets interrupted. And then finally, there's this alternate fantasy sequence in The Muppets Take Manhattan. Do you remember this? Before they wrote the Muppet Baby sequence?
Remind me.
Okay. So we would see Kermit and Piggy's wedding night. Kermit,
I do remember this.
Yeah,
this
Kermit-
was wild.
Kermit carrying Miss Piggy into a room with a heart-shaped bed. And then Piggy in a hospital room.
Yeah, she has a baby.
With twin
We
baby
see her
frogs.
we see Miss Piggy give birth on screen.
You see everything.
I've already seen everything.
And then the family at home with Kermit smoking a pipe, and Piggy is pregnant again. And then Piggy in another hospital room
How is
with
Muppet Babby formed?
triplet babby piglets. And then finally the whole family standing in front of a mansion with their Rolls Royce. So very different from the Muppet Babies fantasy sequence, but it would have been fascinating to see.
You know what would have been really funny is if we find out that the only reason they cut it was because they're like, we can't have Kermit smoking a pipe.
Yeah, no, you can't do it.
That's the reason.
Yeah.
And can I just say also like how great it is that you guys have access to these scripts?
It's
and,
great.
Like,
It's
it's
wonderful.
added such a great layer. The what could have been. Especially, I really always appreciate it when the answer is like, boy, they really improved on that thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, and usually that's what it is. Yeah, usually we say, it's a good thing they cut this.
Yeah,
I think that's why I don't have a lot of favorites. Because my favorite is what's in the movies.
Right.
Right, yeah.
You know?
I like those movies.
Yeah.
They're good. We have another question from Zach Kenny. He wants to know what has been your favorite end of episode cutoffs or cliffhangers or perfect trims. For example, Nikki grabbing the diamond off of Kermit, or really hope we don't see Headless Bill.
Do you remember any?
I actually don't
really
remember any. I put down, I think, if I remember right, we cut off right before Animal's giant head showed up in the Muppet movie.
That's a
and
good
we
one.
theorized about what was going to happen,
Yeah.
you know? And I remember that one just being like the perfect moment of tension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Animal's giant head.
That's good.
So that's the one I thought of.
What's kind of frustrating but also funny is when it's in the middle of a line or like right before the punchline of a joke.
We always have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, but when it's right before a dramatic moment, it's kind of fun because then we get to say, "Oh, what's going to happen?" You have to come back next week. I wrote down minutes 49 and 50 of The Great Muppet Caper ended just as Miss Piggy started to tap dance. So that was exciting for us because we were like, it's happening. We're going to come back next week and she'll be tap dancing. Muppets Take Manhattan minutes 45 and 46 ended just as the purse snatcher grabbed Miss Piggy's purse and she screamed. So we were anticipating the chase scene.
Yeah.
And then minutes 77 and 78 of that movie ended with the Muppets sadly gathered at the booth in Pete's Luncheonette, glancing over to the next booth because they thought they heard Together Again being played on glasses, but they didn't see Kermit until the next minute. So we had to wait until the next one to see that happen. So those are just a few
Good ones.
Yeah, those are good. I love the running gag that you guys do of like, oh, what's he gonna say? Like when they cut off in the middle of a word or something like that. I do wonder, and I would love it if someone out there listening to this can let us know if there's anyone who is watching the movies for the first time with you 2 minutes at a time. So like when you're like, oh, something's going to happen, or like, you know, like could be anything. Let's make a bunch of guesses. If there's anyone listening who's like, I don't know. It could be anything.
Yeah, who did we hear from who was rewatching a movie? One of them with us 2 minutes at a time.
Our listener Tim Costello, who's a good friend of mine.
Yeah,
he watched Muppet Family Christmas. I know 2 minutes.
Oh, that's
at a
what
time,
it was.
along
Yeah,
with us.
That's
so
good. Yeah.
he would watch the 2 minutes, listen to the episode, and then pause it for the next 2 minutes or stop it. Yeah,
That's my memory
And
of
come
it.
back
Tim,
to
if
it.
I'm wrong, let me know. But that's my memory.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Our next question is from your friend and mine, Matthew Soberman. Hi, Matthew.
Past and future guest on the podcast.
That's right. He says, what is the one moment from any of the movies that you've watched that you wish you could have watched together in person?
What I love,
like you are right now.
Yeah, I was just saying, we could fire
Yeah.
them up. We're in the same place.
That's right.
I put Stepping Out with a Star because that's the great Kermit, Fozzie, Gonzo moment
Oh, yeah.
in the movies. And we're kind of like Kermit, Fozzie, and Gonzo.
Or are you including me in this?
Right here. Yeah, you're Gonzo.
Yeah, oh, great.
And this is, we're
I'll take
twins.
it. Yeah, you're
Ryan
right.
and I are twins.
Okay.
Wait, you're not Ryan?
No, no.
Why
Joe,
are you
no,
talking
Joe,
to-
That's Anthony. Ryan has hair. All right. But no, you're our photographer.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that you named a Great Muppet Caper scene because I wrote down "Hey, a movie" and the Mallory Gallery break-in.
Because we're both caper boys, though. So like,
We
it's
are
not,
both caper
it's not
boys.
that much
it's
of
true.
a shock.
Yeah.
Good
I guess
answers,
we've
good
never,
answers.
because we have hung out before in person before this time,
Yeah.
but we haven't watched the Great Muppet Caper in person together.
I don't
guess.
think we've ever watched. We've watched many Muppet rarities.
Yeah,
and even like Muppet Show
specials and
episodes,
episodes,
things,
yeah.
but not the Muppet movie. Like,
yeah.
what we could.
We certainly could.
What have you guys? It's rare that you two are together in the
Yeah.
same place.
This is the fourth time ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What Muppet things have you watched together, if any?
The first time I visited your guys' apartment.
Yeah, well, back when we used to live together.
Yeah, when you guys were roommates,
Yeah.
we watched Marty Feldman, which I'd never seen.
No, the Muppet Show episode.
Muppet Show, yeah, we just watched Marty Feldman.
Just watch him.
We just watched him.
Just stare into his eyes. Yeah.
And I believe Lola Falana.
Great.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and we watched Neat Things to Know and Do.
Wow.
We did. And While You're a Cartoonist. And I remember the second time I visited you guys, I think we were over at your apartment.
Mine, Joe.
Joe.
I'm Joe. You're pointing.
I'm pointing at Joe,
Yeah.
the person
You
I'm
are
looking
pointing.
at.
Yep.
The host. I was addressing the host as you.
Yes, right.
And we watched some like outtakes from. Does it make sense that they were outtakes from Billy Bunny's animal songs? Does that seem plausible?
I
don't
wish I
know.
had that. I don't know. I've never.
I'm not
seen
sure. It
Or
was-
did we just watch Billy Bunny's
We might have
animal
watched Billy
songs?
Bunny's animal songs and also some outtakes, but it was like outtakes from some
Sure. Yeah.
rare thing. It wasn't like outtakes
Yeah.
from the Muppet Show.
Yeah.
It was
Huh, okay.
It was like outtakes from maybe some talk show appearances.
something,
Or
yeah.
outtakes from the, you know what it was? We watched Billy Bunny's animal songs and we watched outtakes from the promos with like Kermit and Fozzie talking about
Oh,
guest stars.
the
This
Muppet
week,
Show.
This week on the Muppet Show, Elton
yeah,
John. or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Those
Yeah,
are
yeah.
fun.
Yeah. We watched some outtakes from those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those are great. Our next question comes from Tupig's pal David Levy, host of Muppeturgy,
Past and future guest.
past and future guest. David asks, have any of the films been better suited to 2 minutes at a time than others? And what made them better for this approach?
Do you
I
have
think. I wonder if we're thinking of the same one. I'm thinking Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol's the best for it?
Yeah.
I do agree with that, I think.
Yeah.
That was really fun. I had a lot of fun going through the book.
Oh,
And
right.
talking about what was changed or what was from the book, because that's a movie where everyone thinks so much more of the dialogue is from the book than it actually is.
Yeah, that was so interesting to learn because we always talk about it that way. Like, oh, did you know that so much? Like everything
Yeah.
Gonzo says is actually from the narration, but
yeah.
it really wasn't.
You are such an idiot, Gonzo says.
Well,
Charles Dickens says.
Yeah,
says
it's
it-
in there. It's in
yeah.
the book.
But I mean, honest, and obviously this is like the lazy answer, but it's also true. I think the first 4 movies were better suited to this approach, which you said up front when we were starting this project out. That like I remember you Ryan throwing around the idea of doing maybe 5 minutes for Muppets from Space.
Oh, as we go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we didn't. And I think it's been fine. Listeners, let us know if the show has the quality has no better.
The quality of the Muppets has, not the
Quality
quality
of
of
Muppets.
moving right along.
But I think there's just a lot
been
more to talk
fine.
about in those first 4 movies.
Yeah.
as far
Well,
as 2
and we're
minutes
just
at a
more
time.
enthusiastic about them.
Right.
So,
than there
yeah.
have been in the last 2 we've covered.
Yeah.
I think the last 2 released that'll go back up.
I think,
there'll be a
yes.
lot more to talk about.
Yeah, I think
with
that's
the 2010s movies. I do.
Especially because we both love Most Wanted so
We
much.
both really love Most Wanted.
But yeah, Christmas Carol, I think because, well, and Treasure Island is based on a book also, but Christmas Carol is just so neatly divided into chapters that it just really lent itself to the 2 minutes at a time.
Well, and I
approach.
tried to do the book thing again with Treasure Island, and I found that I just don't care about that book.
Yeah.
That's a hard one because you don't care about the movie either.
I don't care about the movie, and
Yeah.
I also was like rereading the book, not enjoying it. Not
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's just a
Not
It
double
was just
whammy.
kind of
that.
dry, you found
Yeah.
it, yeah, compared to Christmas Carol.
Yeah,
The
I
prose.
enjoyed the 70s anime series way more than the book or the movie.
With a baby snow leopard named Benbow.
Leopard named Benbow, yeah. Leopard cub. He's not a snow leopard, though. He's a regular yellow leopard.
I think you guys are gonna agree with me when I say this, but for me, it was Muppet Family Christmas. When you guys did the Muppet Family Christmas season,
Oh, sure.
Not just because I got to be on a few of those episodes, but because there's so much packed into every minute.
It's true.
Every few
Yeah.
seconds, there's so much, and it's all so memorable.
Yeah.
And to get to dive into that stuff and not just like watch it fly by
Right.
when you're watching the special,
It was so fun. It
that was the best for
was
me.
the greatest.
I love it.
And also, those episodes of the podcast are shorter, so there's something to be said for
Digestible?
that.
Yeah, for sure. Our next question comes from Kelly Gravlin. Kelly asks, which scenes and jokes from which movies that you've covered thus far have been your favorite or least favorite?
All right, so let's do favorite.
This is a big question.
Let's both
Yeah.
do favorite. So we talked about this. What's your favorite joke in a Muppet movie? Ryan, what did you land on?
There's so many. I mean, I was thinking about how often in Caper I kept saying like, maybe this is my favorite joke in the movie. Maybe this is my favorite joke in the movie. I mean, everything with Neville and Dorcas is my favorite joke in that
Sure,
movie.
that's great.
The scene with Beauregard crashing into the Happiness Hotel and Pop says, "You can never find a cab when you need one." Maybe that's it. So I
All
guess
good.
I'll just that's my favorite joke in the movie.
Yeah, so I'm also a caper boy.
Yeah.
So what I ended up putting was the scene with Kermit shaving and saying that he wishes he had whiskers, but that I need a blade.
Yeah.
So good.
It's so good because
so good.
it's such a dumb joke, and it's a joke you cannot do with a human being.
Right, it's
You
true.
And it, like, first of all, it wouldn't look funny; it'd just be nothing.
No.
It looks funny for Kermit to have shaving cream on his face.
Yes.
And then it's even funnier when he's like, I wish I had whiskers. Oh, but I'd need a blade. Like, there's no reason for him to be shaving his face.
It's a joke on top of a joke on top of a joke.
It's a perfect joke.
Yeah.
So that's my answer.
Amazing. I don't know about least favorite. I mean, we've talked about a lot of jokes in Muppets from Space that we don't like or that aren't funny or that aren't really jokes. So.
Yeah. This won't shock you. I put down Cabin Fever. Which I think is, we talked about it. But specifically the moment after Cabin Fever when Clueless Morgan is like, a song happened in a Muppet movie.
Right.
And the others are like, Clueless has lost his mind because he thinks there's songs in Muppet movies.
Yeah.
Bad joke. Hate it.
Yeah. Not good. Yeah. I would argue that Muppet Treasure Island as a whole is my least favorite joke because it is a joke.
This is a joke.
Hi-yo.
I knew your father, Joe. He was a good man.
He really
Cannonballs
wasn't.
fired.
All right, our next question comes from Rockin' Librarian. I love your hot sauce. What are some moments where you've managed to sway each other's previous opinions about jokes or scenarios or whatnot? Have you been able to sway each other's opinions when you've been recording this podcast?
Yes, there have definitely been some of these. I think with Muppets from Space, I feel like it's been happening a lot.
I've been commenting on this recently where I went into Muppets from Space trying to have an open mind and be positive about it. And Anthony, who is supposed to be the one who likes the movie, keeps swaying me back the other way. Where I'll say, this joke is all right. And then Anthony will explain to me why it's actually bad. And I go, oh, yeah, okay, I guess you're right. It's bad. I don't like this movie after all.
I'll keep being like, no, it's stupid.
I was right all along.
That Sam likes Kentucky Bluegrass because it has a state in the name. Or
yeah.
Yeah. So I think, and you're right, that is what's been happening.
Yes, many times.
But there have been times in Muppets from Space also where I have convinced you that a joke is better than what you thought.
Yeah, that has happened too.
So, but it kind of, I feel like, but also the first, as we've discussed many times, the first four movies is however many 200 episodes of us being like, this movie is great.
Yeah,
yes,
we really didn't
this
need
is wonderful.
to
You know what I
sway
mean?
our opinions
There's
about
no,
anything.
No, I'm telling you, Charles Grodin knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know?
Hot take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joan Rivers is funny with Miss Piggy. Like, I know.
Did I ever sway your opinion about anything in Muppet Treasure Island? Maybe not.
Yes, not the joke so much.
Yeah.
Which I guess is not what we're talking about. But like, you certainly convinced me that it's a handsomer looking, like visually a better looking movie than I thought it was. Mm-hmm. That like some of the action stuff is more exciting.
Okay, good.
Like I definitely gained more appreciation for it in those ways. So definitely, I mean, I think especially the look.
Okay.
Like I went into that movie being like, it's so much uglier than Christmas Carol. And you absolutely convinced me that it is.
Then I accomplished
that it is
something.
not uglier.
All right. And definitely we've had guests who have persuaded us that things that we either didn't like or just kind of didn't think anything of at all, they've come in and sort of made us think about certain jokes or scenes in new ways.
For sure.
So that's always great.
Yeah.
You're both just so gullible. You just can't hold on.
That's what it is, really.
That's
Yeah, we're both a little too open
You're
to hearing
wafflers.
other people's opinion.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're too open-minded, your brain falls out.
Yeah.
All right, our next question is from Tough Pig Zone Shane Keating.
Past and future guest.
Yeah.
Hey Shane, love your hot sauce. Is there any other non-Muppet movie production? Excuse me. Is there any other non-movie production like Muppet Family Christmas you think is worthy of the 2 minutes at a time discussion format?
Muppets and Lady Gaga Holiday Spectacular.
You get out of here. You gotta go, man.
I think if there was, we would just know. Like,
I think there is.
Yeah.
But you can't look forward. You got to look backward.
and it's Emmett Otter or something.
Yeah.
It's another Christmas special.
Right.
Emmett Otter. Is that what
Oh
you're
my
gonna say?
I mean, maybe Emmett Otter, maybe Christmas Eve on Sesame Street, but we haven't really done a lot of Sesame Street.
We haven't done
stuff.
Sesame. I think after we wrap up Muppet movies, if we decide to do some Sesame stuff, that would be a really good choice.
That would be on the
there's
list.
so much going on in that.
potentially.
Can I give you my hot take on that one though?
Yeah.
Is because Christmas Eve on Sesame Street is done like you're kind of going back and forth between the stories.
Yeah.
Like you'd be kind of like hitting the same notes.
That's
over
true.
and
We'd
over
be like,
again.
now we're
You'd have
back
to
at
split them
Ernie
in
and
different
Bert.
ways.
That's true. That is
I don't know.
true.
I'm not your producer.
But
You do it however you want.
But
to.
it is. But it's all great though.
It's all
like
good.
we're back at
Yeah.
Ernie and Bert. We're gonna still find things to talk about.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's a nifty cigar box.
We could do 2 minutes on that right now.
Yeah, we could. You know, I mean, think about it. What Ernie Ernie deciding to buy the cigar box, knowing the 57 Acme by name, and then tossing it away like it's trash. That's a great scene.
That is good.
Ernie tearfully trading Rubber Ducky away to Mr. Hooper is also a great scene.
Each of those would be an episode. Yeah.
I think we should do it.
Okay.
I don't know if we will, but I think it's a good idea.
It's on the table for sure. Yeah.
It's under discussion.
Yeah, let's do the music video for I'm Gonna Always Love You 15 seconds at a time.
15 seconds at a time.
Yeah.
Joe, you telling me you don't want to come on to talk about Cookie Monster typing a letter to Santa?
Yeah,
and
no,
eating
you're right.
Dear
like two
Santy
round,
Claus.
fudgy, chocolatey, cupcake cakes.
I just my favorite part of that. Oh, we shouldn't be talking about this. Is when he's writing with the pencil. You can tell he's scribbling nonsense, and he's going, "Dear Santa."
But I think we all know that Joe would want to be on for the little girl talking about Santa pushing the button and stepping on the big step, and then he comes in.
I think the real answer is I gotta co-host this with you guys.
Ah.
I just want to be on the whole thing, but only if we can also do a special Sesame Street Christmas.
2 minutes at a
Ooh.
2
time.
minutes at a time. I'm gonna
Yeah,
roast you guys
good
to death.
yak.
Yeah. It's the best. All right, our next question. We got another one from Zach Kenny. Hi, Zach.
Hi, Zach.
Have you ever made mental bingo cards for the show or about each other?
I would say much more for myself. I have done that. Like I get a little self-conscious when I say sure, or that's fascinating, or right. You know, like there's certain.
I've literally never noticed any of those.
Really?
As an avid listener of this podcast, I never noticed.
JD Hansel will tell you he called me out on it on his podcast.
Whoa.
Aw.
Wow, sure.
Yeah, sure. I don't. As far as Ryan goes, I don't know. I've enjoyed the thing with the alien, the different alien species at the start.
Oh, good.
But I'm not like being like waiting for it because I know you're going to do it.
Yeah,
You know?
I would keep doing it even if I was the only one who enjoyed it because I'm
Sure.
amusing myself.
I have enjoyed it, and I kind of forget about it between episodes.
Good.
You know, or else I would have started doing it at some point. But
Oh, yeah.
or come up with a different idea.
Right.
You know, I don't know. Maybe next year I will do all intros where I say different movies that were revived with the same cast. I'll just be
Ooh.
like, "Hello, Blade Runner 2049 fans."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Hello, Leonard Nimoy and Star Trek 2009 fans. You know, whatever.
Okay. Yeah. Don't use them all up now, though.
Yeah.
Gotta save some. Well, yeah. No, I mean, I can think of a few now, but I don't want to make Anthony self-conscious. But definitely when I'm
No,
editing.
do it. No, I want to know.
Well, because when I edit, I hear.
Yeah, you edit the show most of the
I hear
time.
them over and
So
over
you
again.
hear,
Like
yeah.
for both of us, like the kinds of things that we say
That's true.
when we kind of reach the end of a topic and whoever is hosting doesn't really know what to say next. And so we just say something to transition. So you will say awesome.
Awesome.
And I'll just kind of say like, yeah, okay. And sometimes I cut these things out and I just, move on to the next part of the recording. But the main one is, I guess, on my bingo card. I just love hearing Anthony giggle, which is just so satisfying. So
There it is.
There it is. Is that right?
I love it.
yeah.
All right, cool.
It's so satisfying.
Cool.
Yeah. Because it's real. That's why.
It is.
It's a real app.
I come by it honestly. I giggle just like my dad,
Yeah, right.
Fred
Yeah.
Strand.
I mean, it's hard to say this is bingo card stuff because, like, you know that it's happening and when it's happening, which is not really how bingo works. But
Right.
things like we already talked about the like, oh, we're at the end of the scene. What happens next? How do they finish that line? Like, I love that stuff. Sure. I love the whole like the episode's over, goodbye, and then it's like the race to see who gets to have the last little tag.
yeah.
Some dumb thing. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah, you guys have some good shtick. Good shtick.
And I don't think either of us ever really prepare anything for that moment at
No,
the end of the
never.
episode.
Yeah, I sure don't.
So often it'll be like, join us next week for another Moving Right Along. And then sometimes there'll be a very long pause and we're kind of waiting to see, like, is he going to say something? Am I going to say something? And maybe sometimes I'll just go, bye. And then Anthony will
I'll
say
be like,
something
why don't
hilarious.
they have pretzels on the table?
And then we'll just crack up. But no, I actually did write down two more, which I don't think anybody ever hears, which is before we start recording, when we're recording ourselves as a solo track to have as a backup, I'll say, okay, I'm recording myself over here. And then Anthony will say, I too am a recordman,
That is true. I do say that.
which always makes me
I
laugh.
am- to be fair, I am.
Yes. And then often Anthony will say right before we start recording, Muppets are great. So.
My dad, Jim Henson, created lots of
Yeah.
Muppets.
You
Which
sure
is what
did.
to be clear, Joe, that is what I'm thinking of.
I
say
know.
Muppets are great because of the Brian Henson intros.
No one else says Muppets are great. I mean, in that way. I mean, of course, that's what you're referencing,
Yeah,
or you're
which is-
referencing other people referencing that video.
No, I'm
To
referencing.
explain?
I was in the room.
Right. Well, all
Dude,
three of
forgetting
us were in the room.
19
For-
years
Wait, so
ago.
people know what we're talking
For
about?
anyone who doesn't
Yeah,
know,
thank you, Ryan. Yeah.
years ago, when all three of us were in the room when Anthony was visiting New York City,
19 years ago.
we had been watching some of the Time Life Muppet Show videos that have the Brian Henson intros, and we just started like making up ridiculous fake Brian Henson intros. And Joe played Brian Henson and did a hilarious job.
Yeah, I'm not actually doing an impression of Brian Henson.
No, not really.
No, not at all. I don't
No.
look or sound anything like him, but I am Brian Henson.
It's very much like Chevy Chase playing Gerald Ford.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Yes.
And you can find that on the Tough Pigs YouTube channel. But yeah, one of them is, I guess, do you actually say Muppets are great?
Yeah.
My dad's
Muppets are great.
He says
Jim Henson made a
are
lot of
great.
Muppets.
My dad, Jim Henson, created lots of Muppets.
Yeah.
See if you can spot any Muppets on this
Yeah.
episode.
See if you can spot the edit in the middle of that sentence because I said something that we're like, we can't put that on YouTube.
Oh,
Is that right?
oh.
Yes. Remember that?
Yep, I remember what it is. Do you?
Oh, now I do.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then the crazy thing about that, this is so off topic, but the crazy thing about that is like 15 years later,
You did another one.
yes, someone started a Hi, I'm Brian Henson Twitter page, and they were doing the same shtick, like, Hi, I'm Brian Henson, and then something silly. And I got a little upset because I was like, well, that's my thing. And our friend JD
Oh, yeah.
Hansel, Past and Future podcast guest JD Hansel, said, "Well, if you really want it to be your thing, you haven't done it in 15 years. Like, you gotta do it again. You
Yeah.
gotta bring it back so you can own it." And I was like, "Oh, I was never gonna do another one of those." But then I got to thinking about it, and like, I had some good ideas. And so Ryan and I grabbed the camera. We went back to the same spot. I wore the same ugly tie, and I had written. You helped me write a few of them.
Yeah.
But we had written new Brian Henson intros that were intended to kill the joke.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
it's like this is
Because we
this is
didn't
it.
want to have to do it another time after that.
It gets real existential.
And we
does,
went on
yeah.
your roof.
Yeah, we went up on my
the
roof,
roof
yeah.
of the building.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
And we should also say, because I think she does listen to this podcast, Michal Richardson of Muppeturgy was also in the room when we
that's
did
right, she
those.
was.
Past
Yes.
and future guest.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and if you listen to the original or watch the original, you can hear Anthony Michal laughing in the background.
Yes.
Yes, and then you use it as the laugh track in the second one.
Yeah. So
I know I
right.
definitely heard my giggle as
Yeah,
the laugh
yeah,
track.
yeah.
in the
Yes. So, Past and Future podcast guest Matthew Gatos, right? He's been on this podcast.
He has not, but
he hasn't.
Not
but
yet.
he's a buddy.
Future podcast guest
Future,
Matthew
yes,
Gatos,
yes.
from the Commitment podcast, edited that video together for us. He did a phenomenal job because I do not have the editing skills to do
Right.
the second one.
That's great.
And one of the things was I want to have Anthony's laugh in there.
That
and
is-
so
I'm
we found
truly honored.
We found from moving right along from this podcast, we found some examples of your laugh, and we took it out of that.
So that's what it is.
That's what it
It's
is.
not the track.
It
from
is
the
not the
I guess
original
how
track.
would you isolate
Did I
it?
send
Yeah.
you those as...
I don't remember.
Yeah,
you probably
I don't
did.
remember.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway, that was,
anyway.
that's, what
That's
happened.
great.
Yeah.
Thank you for making me a part of this.
Always.
This kind of digression is what happens when the three of us get in a room.
Oh my God, you guys should have heard us the last few days.
This is all we've been doing.
We're yapping.
Yeah,
we're just yapping away.
We never stop talking. It's the main.
Anyway, what's your favorite thing about Metamorpho? That's not the next question. All right, our next question comes from Katie Lynn. Hi, Katie Lynn.
Hi.
Past and future guest.
Yes.
They ask, who were you most excited to have on the podcast who worked on the productions?
I mean, I think the obvious answer is everyone.
Yeah.
Because
Boo.
but
Cop out.
Joe, we have been very fortunate when we started this podcast. I don't think either of us had any expectation that anyone who worked on any of these movies would come on the show to talk about it.
we weren't really thinking about it, no.
If you remember in our first season, Matt Wilkie, our friend Matt Wilkie, past and future guest, he joked that he saw Paul Williams in the green room.
Yeah.
Because like that's a quote joke who was going to be next. That was on the Muppet movie. We ended up actually having Paul Williams on the show for Muppet Christmas.
Right, and at the time we were like, oh, haha,
We were
Matt,
like,
that's
haha,
very
cute.
funny. Yeah.
And then we actually got him, whatever it was, 4 years later. So, I mean, he's the first one coming to mind. Perhaps he's the most exciting. Just because I really didn't think we would ever get him. But we've had. I mean, again, it's tough for me to say because, well, let me put it like this. When I was a child, The Puzzle Place was one of my favorite TV shows. Premiered when I was 9. We've had Noel McNeil and Peter Linz on this program. 1/3 of the cast of that TV show. A show that I watched every day after school in 4th grade. And they both just talked to me like I was a guy, you know? And that was so exciting. So there's my answer. Paul Williams, because I didn't think it would happen. Peter Linz and Noel McNeil, because Leon and Sky meant everything to me when I was 9.
Good answer. No longer a cop-out.
All right.
The most surprising one was Robert Kraft.
Yeah.
Who is, people don't really probably know the name off the top of their heads, but we did our bonus episode about Kermit Unpigged, in which we mentioned Jimmy Buffett, and he somehow got a Google alert for it or something and listened to our episode where we had a lot of questions about Kermit Unpigged and how did this come about and what was going on at Jim Henson Records. And he wrote to us out of the blue and said, hey, I was the director of, I was in charge of Jim Henson Records back in the day. I could answer any questions you have. So we scheduled a time to do a podcast with him. And then we looked him up and found out that he was the executive director of music at 20th Century Fox for the entire 1990s and worked on basically every movie you can think of at 20th Century Fox in the 90s.
He produced the Titanic soundtrack.
Yes, he was in the room when Celine Dion recorded My Heart Will Go On. So this is the guy that we were talking to about Muppet Beach Party.
And he came on our podcast and so graciously told us the connection he had or someone had with every single cameo guest star in the She Drives Me Crazy video.
Yeah, we just
he's
went
one
down
that
the
would know.
list.
Yeah, everyone's always wondered about that thing.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, you got it.
We went down the list and he was like, oh yeah, that's my best friend. And oh yeah, that's somebody Brian Henson knew. So yeah, that one was just, we never would have even thought to reach out to that guy.
Yeah.
But he came to us. So,
And it was great.
Yeah.
Turned out really well.
I want to add to your list one that really impressed me, which was Meredith Braun.
Yeah.
That was so fun. And she was so nice and so gracious.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think I was just saying this to you, Joe, yesterday. She must get asked about Muppet Christmas Carol all the time. Mm-hmm. It's a popular movie. She hasn't done a lot of film work. She's a theater actor and a teacher for the most part. So I would think she's being asked about Christmas Carol a lot. So when we reached out to her, she could have easily been like, I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
And instead she came on the show and was so nice and seemed so excited to be here. So yeah, that was
delightful.
Yeah, that was a good one.
But really everyone that we've talked to.
I mean, Leslie Carrara Rudolph's great, always. Dave Gold, Stephanie DeBruzzo, Craig Shemin are always great. Yeah.
We were talking earlier today about you guys got surprised by Bill Beretta.
Leslie brought Bill Beretta with last time she was on.
We did not know that he was going to be there.
We genuinely didn't know he was going to be here. We had a guy, what was his name? Tim DeHaas.
Yeah.
Who was a background puppeteer on Muppet Take Manhattan. And that was a wonderful perspective.
Yeah.
It's a very different thing, but that was another one where.
Yeah, he was an up-and-coming puppeteer, and on his first day on the job on that movie, he was assisting Jim Henson. So just, hearing his stories, that was really cool.
Yeah.
One thing that I think it's going to be tough for you guys moving forward is there are not only more and more people who worked on the next few Muppet movies that are still active and alive and whatever, but because they're of the younger generation, like it's actually relatively easy for folks like us to get in touch with them. So if you want to interview those people, that's great. So it's going to be, I think, an interesting challenge for you guys to balance who do you want to talk to that worked on these movies versus like your regular friends and other Muppet fans and comedians and whoever else you want to have on the podcast.
Yeah, there's too many of them now.
Yeah. You might have to change this to 1 minute at a time.
Oh, man.
No, not going to do it? All right.
I don't think so.
All right, so speaking of guest stars, Katie Lynn has another question for us. They're asking, who would be your dream get as a guest? And in parentheses, they wrote, still alive.
Wait, did you look at my answer?
No.
Okay, because I think I know yours. Do you think you know mine? We could guess each other's.
Oh, I actually didn't write one down because I couldn't decide.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Paul F. Tompkins. You talk about that a lot.
Yeah. I mean, really, I guess I was thinking of somebody who has worked on one of these movies. But
oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yes, really, it's Paul F. Tompkins. I hope that we can get him on to talk about one of these.
Paul F. Tompkins, who is a former guest star on one of my podcasts, on the other one of the other Topics channels.
Yeah.
We interviewed him about the one of the Muppet script reading programs.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So I like our chances. Paul F. Tompkins, if you're listening to this, I'll just say I'm a pit pig. So
Oh my God.
he knows what that means.
Okay, but other people don't. Well, Ryan,
That's
we can make this happen.
Yeah, no,
he doesn't have to be listening to the podcast.
I'm hoping we
now
do.
have a connection to him.
I think I like our chances.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah, I'm a fan. No, a pig, by the way, is a fan of the podcast Threedom, which Paul F. Tompkins hosts with Scott Aukerman and Lauren Lapkus.
Lauren Lapkus from that They Might Be Giants video.
Yeah.
Was
yeah.
it? Which one was it? It was Erase?
No,
was
it's
Your Head's on Fire.
Your Head's on Fire.
Your Head's
yes.
on Fire, yeah. I knew it was the opening track on an album.
I would also like to have Lauren Lapkus on the
be
podcast
great.
and
She's-
Scott Aukerman.
she's a
you know.
delight.
Any of them, all of them.
Scott Aukerman, the Carl Reiner of today. You don't think you know my ones? I talk about it all the time, I feel like.
I'm sure I've heard you say that
Okay.
before.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Demi Adjuibe?
Demi Adjuwogbe, I would love to have Demi on. I would love. He is way up there.
Yeah.
And we have talked about it, and hopefully we can make that happen. Like he
Great.
and I have discussed it, and hopefully it can happen.
Yeah.
But my number one is Elliot Kalin and Dan McCoy from the Flophouse podcast.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite podcast in the world. They're both huge Muppet fans. Talk about the Muppets all the time. I would love to have them on this show to talk about some dumb scene from one of these movies. You know?
Yeah.
That
would be fun.
Segue that question to what I think a lot of people are wondering is, who would be your dream get as a guest for the podcast that has worked on the Muppet movies?
Okay. I mean Frank Oz, right? Like,
Okay,
Well,
here's a
yeah.
better question: is you've the next few podcasts you're doing, Frank wasn't there.
True.
So
So let's get Frank
So that-
Oz to talk about Muppets Most Wanted.
I mean-
let's get Frank in here to
that
talk
would be
about
that would be
fascinating.
to talk
fascinating.
about Constantine,
No, but someone who worked on the Muppets or Muppets Most Wanted.
and who hasn't been on our show, because like Peter Linz has been on the show. I hope he comes
yeah,
back.
sure, yeah.
You know,
Yeah. All right. Well, who else? Name people.
named. I mean, Saoirse Ronan is
Brett
my number. Is my
McKenzie.
number.
Oh, that would be
Of
great.
all the people who are in those
Yeah.
movies, that's the one I would love. But any of the, or like, I mean, I you know I'm a Saoirse Ronan fan. Like
Yeah.
you know that about me. But any of those people who are in a cameo, like if any celebrity, especially in these last two movies where it's such a brief time,
Right.
where like Tom Hiddleston has no lines. I would love to have Tom Hiddleston on this podcast to talk about playing Hulko the Magnificent.
Wow. I did not remember his character's name.
You
Well
know,
done.
or whoever, James McAvoy, Stanley Tucci, Chloe Grace Moritz, any of those people
Yeah.
would be like to me. Like I feel like we hear the Muppet performers talk about their job a lot, which is partially a huge, credit to the two of you and Jared and what Tough Pigs has built. That we have been able to interview those people in so many different contexts, among other people. There are other avenues in which they, Matt Vogel has his Below the Frame podcast.
Yeah.
Where he talks with his puppet, our friend Cam Garrity co-hosted Puppeteers, and they talked to so many people, him and Adam.
Past and future guest Cam Garrity.
Past and future
Yes.
guest Cam Garrity, exactly. So that I don't feel like it's as valuable for us to do that, even though we've done it and it's been great.
Yeah,
I would
we've heard it all.
love to get some cameo guest stars in here. That's my answer.
That would be great. Yeah.
Good answer. All right, let's keep moving here. Michael Wormuth has a question for us. He says, will the recent Muppet Show special get a bonus episode?
And we haven't discussed it.
No, I mean, it's not impossible someday.
My answer for this is, if they end up doing a new season of the Muppet Show like everybody wants, no, because then it's just a pilot for the Muppet Show.
Yeah.
But if that ends up being a standalone, or if it's a series of specials, then maybe we cover those. Because we didn't do we didn't talk about the Muppet Show on this podcast.
Yeah, it's
You know.
well, right. And I guess you and I didn't really cover the special for the website other than just kind of saying what we thought about it on the Discord. And
Yeah. Neither of us
so-
wrote anything.
Yeah, I guess we could. That's
I think it'd be fun.
sometime. Yeah.
My kids did a podcast about it.
Right. Yeah, but not. Yeah, you didn't.
Yeah.
I would love to hear you guys do a podcast about it. Like if you decided, that was going to be one of your bonus episodes between this season and the Muppets 11.
Well, I mean, it
2011
would be
season.
after Muppets Most Wanted.
But that's the question. So if you're waiting till after Muppets Most
Yeah.
Wanted, then it's just one of them. There's only how many specials did the Muppets do after Muppets Most Wanted?
Just
like that
Haunted
and
Mansion and that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're going to continue with the we do all the specials, and you'll hear that episode 2.5 years from now.
Years,
Yeah.
But I can also see you guys deciding to do a special episode just because it's so fresh.
Yeah.
And doing it nowish. But I mean, obviously that's
Which is
whatever
not
you
the
guys-
kind of thing we usually
Right.
do.
Right.
We
but-
did jump back in time to do John Denver because we didn't cover it.
Right.
in
right.
order. But
Yeah.
so it's not out of the question.
But we hope that it's not just a special. We
Right.
hope that it's a series,
Yeah.
or at least I do.
Yeah, they can do all more episodes. Tom Hiddleston, Saoirse Ronan, Stanley Tucci.
The Tooch. All right, next question. This comes from Ren Getz. Hi, Ren.
Ren.
In the vein of Muppeturgy's new era, what is a non-Muppet thing, if any, that you would consider covering because its vibe is integral or imitative of Henson projects? Either 2 minutes at a time or as a bonus episode.
I mean, this is a thing we've never talked, but I feel like it would be the things that we both love, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of
I mean, it would be Marx Brothers
talked about it.
movies.
Marx Brothers would be,
Or it would,
yeah.
Or like, I mean, something. I think of something like Pee Wee's Big Adventure. We would
Oh,
have.
yeah.
We would have a great time.
Which also feels
know.
sort of like adjacent to the Muppet sensibilities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the things that I thought of that I could imagine you and I hosting a podcast about and
Yeah.
having equally as good a time as we do
Right.
with this.
Or yeah, I mean, just any kind of old musical comedy that,
Right.
yeah, anything that just feels like it has some kind of overlap in interest
Yeah,
to the
we
Muppet movies.
So you heard it here first. We're doing Abbott and Costello movies, all 36 movies, 2 minutes at a time.
Wow.
And talking about them a lot.
Too much.
I've seen very few Abbott and Costello movies, so
There are some very good ones and some very bad ones. And
When we
some,
run
and
out
some
of-
adequate ones.
when we run out of Muppet movies, maybe this just becomes a podcast where we recommend things to each other.
Yeah.
I would
knows?
listen to it. I mean, it's all we ever talk about is our favorite things. Like,
Yeah.
What movie did you watch? Great, I got to add it to my list.
That's
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
Yep. All right, let's keep moving. Moving right along, as they say.
They do.
Harley W asks, I'm planning to be in Queens, New York for the first time this summer. What are your recommendations and advice for someone visiting the Museum of the Moving Image for probably the one and only time? And any other cool things to do in Queens?
Well, I think go see Kevin James and say hi, bow to him.
Your Majesty. Yeah.
Because he's the king. No, this is a question for you two. I have nothing to say.
Yes, there are other cool things to do in Queens. I lived in Queens. I lived in Rego Park. You could, while you're at the Museum of the Moving Image, after you finish checking out that place, you could take a few steps next door and look at Kaufman Astoria Studios. You can't get in and take a tour of that place, unfortunately, but you could just look at it and think, wow, that's where they make Sesame Street. Right there in that place. That's where they filmed the Marx Brothers movies, The Coconuts and Animal Crackers. Wow, there it is. So that's kind of cool. The Queens Museum in Flushing Meadows, Corona Park is a cool museum. They have you ever seen the diorama of the city of New York, Joe?
I've seen it online, but I've never seen it in person.
Oh, you should go. It's a very detailed miniature thing. It's a miniature of the entire city of New York, all the boroughs. And
Just like in Wonderstruck.
yes, it's that. Yes,
Wait,
that's
it
what
is
it is.
that? It's the one from Wonderstruck.
It is that.
Okay.
And
Cool,
it's
love
all
that
the
movie.
buildings. And occasionally it's been there for decades, but occasionally they do put in new buildings to represent buildings that have been constructed in New York, so it stays current. And then while you're there in Flushing Meadows, Corona Park, you can also see the Unisphere, which you would probably recognize from the opening credits of The King of Queens.
Oh, okay.
It's that big,
yeah.
The thing from Men in Black.
that big steel sphere thing.
Ball thing, yeah, yeah.
Yes, from Men in Black. And also the towers of the New York State Pavilion, which is one of the few remaining structures from the 1964 New York World's Fair,
From Men in Black.
which you would also recognize from Men in Black. Yes, exactly. One more thing that I think maybe not a lot of people know about or think to do is the Louis Armstrong House Museum, which is also in Corona, Queens. You can take a tour of that. You can go inside.
From High Society, from the movie High Society.
Is his house in that?
No,
or
he's
just
in the
that?
movie.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, after he...
Past and future podcast, yes.
Oh, I wish.
Oh, man. Yeah, that would be great. After Louis Armstrong, got famous and made some money, he bought a house in Corona, Queens for himself and his wife to live in. So you can go take a tour of it. It's cool. It's
pretty good.
He has his bathroom is like all mirrors on all the walls, which I don't know why you would want that, but it's just kind of interesting to go and stand in it and look around.
And his frequent collaborator, Ella Fitzgerald, was in an Abbott and Costello movie.
Oh,
Ride 'em Cowboy.
wow. Is that the one that I should start with when I want to go watch more Abbott and Costello movies?
It's pretty good.
Okay, good to know.
That was great. Did you know? Hey,
thank
everyone,
you,
did
Ryan.
you
Honestly,
know that
thank you.
Ryan is the borough president of Queens, New York?
Maybe I should be.
Yeah, that was pretty good. You were.
that was cool,
Like,
thanks.
you're like from the tourism board over here.
Well, I didn't even mention that you could go get a lemon ice at the Lemon Ice Queen of Corona, as heard in that Paul Simon song.
Yeah, can you not mention that, please?
Okay, I
Okay,
won't. You could go to a Mets game.
See, and I live in Brooklyn, so I
Matthew
don't know
Silver-
anything
Shout
about
out to
Queens.
Matthew Silverman.
Yeah,
Mets
you could go to
fan.
Citi Field if the Mets are playing.
Shout out to that picture of Nathan Fiedler looking miserable at a Mets game.
I will add to that, just because you're going to the Museum of the Moving Image. There is a store nearby that only sells ukuleles.
Oh.
And it is worth going into if you are a ukulele player. I think it's just neat that it exists.
Oh, and you know what else we should call out? The sort of semi-official Muppet fan restaurant for
Oh, yeah.
when there are events happening at the museum is Pig Beach Barbecue, which is just like 2 blocks away now from the
It's
museum.
literally a block away. Yeah,
Yeah.
not even a block. It's within the block. Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good place to get food
Yeah.
after the museum.
Yeah, so yeah, if you happen to be there during when they're doing a Muppet screening, that's where we tend to go.
Yeah.
And I mean, everyone's welcome. It's a free country. You have free will. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, do
All
it.
right. You know what I want to do is I want to ask the next question, which comes from Guy-brarian 133.
I like that we had Rockin' Librarian, and now we have Guy-brarian.
I do not care for his hot toss.
Oh,
What are some of the biggest changes in opinions that you've had, if any, on any of the Muppet movies you've covered so far on the podcast after reviewing them in this thorough 2 minutes at a time format?
I would not say that my opinion has changed so much as my appreciation got a lot deeper. Like
Yeah.
when I rewatch the movies, again, especially the first 4, I think about things that we discussed on the podcast, things that we learned, or opinions that one of us had or someone else had. Like I'm bringing all of that to the movie when I rewatch it, and that has been wonderful.
yeah, that's pretty much it. My opinion has changed in that I like them even more now because
Exactly.
I've started to admire little details and things that I never noticed before.
Muppets are great.
Yeah, Muppets are great.
They're pretty great. All right, this next question comes from Tristan. Tristan asks, are you guys planning on discussing Sesame Street stuff on the podcast, and not just the 2 movies, but TV specials and home videos and etc.?
I mean, we already touched on this earlier. Maybe. I think after we finish the Muppet movies, maybe. I don't know that.
Maybe.
I think. I mean, I don't. Do we? I think we maybe can safely say we think we'll do Follow That Bird.
Follow That Bird is very likely. Yeah.
2 minutes at a time. I don't. And I think we can also say we will definitely not cover Elmo and Grouchland 2 minutes at a time.
No, not 2 minutes at a time.
Neither of us have any interest.
I think
even
the thing
though,
is,
even though it's a feature.
yeah.
We just don't care that much about that movie.
Well, and part of that is because of the ages that we were when it came out. We
Right.
don't have the same affection for it that we
Right.
do for Follow That Bird.
And my kids never got into it, so I think I remember watching it with Iris once. You know what? I think if my kids had gone through a real Elmo and Grouchland phase, I would have developed a lot more thoughts about it.
Would you consider, this is not a pitch because I don't care, but would you consider, because it is a feature film, you spending more than one episode on something like Elmo and in Grouchland?
I mean, maybe we'd consider it.
If we started to do a bonus episode about it and it became really long, I could see splitting it into 2 episodes, maybe.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do we're gonna do a quarter of the episode, with this guest, and another one with
I don't know.
Joey Mazzarino as our guest, and another one with Leslie.
I mean, I
Perez,
don't think.
whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe. I don't know.
Something to think about.
We'd have to
Something
think
about
about it. We'd have to
You
think
can
about
consider anything you want.
Yeah.
It's your podcast. You don't have to do
And
it.
Yeah. You've
I
given
don't,
us a lot to think about.
I don't think we would do the home videos, but I can think of one TV special that we haven't mentioned yet that I could see us potentially covering.
Don't Eat the Pictures?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the one.
Oh, sure.
Because that's such a great one.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would.
I think there are a number of specials. Maybe
that era for sure.
Yeah, Big Bird in China.
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
I'm a huge fan. It's a little newer, but I'm a huge fan of Sesame Street Stays Up Late, the New Year's special from the
yeah.
early '90s.
Sounds fun.
We watch that every year in my house. I have a lot of thoughts about that thing.
I mean, I think, on the, my hope is that you guys are never going to stop doing this podcast, but the time will come in which all the things you've wanted to do, you've done. And you're like, okay, what's left? And when you feel like, all we got to do is talk about Elmo and Grouchland, that doesn't sound exciting. It seems to me like there's still so much to pick from that
Yeah.
if you chose to keep it going, You could do the specials, and you could pick, episodes of TV shows, and you could do, like this could go anywhere.
There's definitely Sesame stuff we both love and would be excited to do, but
and
it's a question
more
of
Muppet
what
stuff. And Henson stuff. It goes on and on. It doesn't have to be movies and specials.
Yeah.
And we didn't really know what we were doing when we first started, so we could just go back and start the
do
Muppet movie
again. Yeah.
The Muppet movie again with the Muppets again.
That's from that other one.
It sure is. All right, our next question comes from Johnny V or Joni V or Joan Ivy. I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing your name. At least one of those. You guys have talked about 90s wimpy Kermit before. What is the most extreme example of that personality that you've seen?
The most extreme example. Well, I mean, I think the original example of it is Bob Cratchit, right? Like, I truly maintain that that's where it comes from. Is that Bob Cratchit is not a confrontational man by nature. He has this boss who yells at him all day, and he's just like, yes, sir.
Doing the podcast has really cemented that for me.
Same.
Kind of just looking at that version of Kermit 2 minutes at a time and seeing how he is in that movie and thinking about the fact that this was the beginning of the new phase of Kermit with him being recast. That's what defined him for the rest of that period of the character.
Yeah, and I think in this movie, Muppets from Space, that we're on right now, there's a lot of Kermit just being like, well, we could go to the beach, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. Joe's glaring at me because I'm doing a Kermit impression. His favorite thing in the world.
I love him. So fun every time.
I was actually thinking of an example that turned out to be from 2015. But do you remember when the Muppets did a YouTube video where they did an a cappella version of the song Cool Kids by Echo Smith?
Yeah, I do. Becca's favorite. Past and future guest Becca Petunia talked about that on something else.
Oh, okay.
Bet she did.
Yeah.
But the song is melancholy. Like, that's built into it. I wish that I could be like the cool kids. They seem to fit in. But then near the end of the video, it cuts to Kermit talking to Mike Tompkins, who's the other guy in the video. And Kermit says, it doesn't matter if you're cool. Just be comfortable in your own skin. If you're green, you're green. And I just remember being so frustrated by that the first time I saw that video. Because it's like, really, Kermit? The Muppets are doing this kind of edgy song with a little bit of sadness in it, and you just have to add this kind of fortune cookie, believe in yourself, follow your dreams message. You can't just let the song be the song.
Well, and that actually reminds me, I think the ultimate example of wimpy 90s Kermit is not on TV. It's not in a movie. It's the book Before You Leap.
Oh.
Kermit the Frog's book by Jim Lewis.
Yeah.
Which is all just like, I'm telling you platitudes about how to be a positive person.
Yeah.
For like 150 pages. And Steve never did an audiobook for that, right?
I don't think so.
So we don't have like Steve Whitmire saying it, I don't think. We have One Frog Could Change the World by Steve narrating it, which is pretty similar.
Yeah. One frog can make a difference.
One frog can make a difference. Thank you. Yes. But that's another thing too, where it's just kind of like, here's some platitudes,
right?
Which I cannot imagine them having done that stuff when Jim was alive.
No, or the whole thing would have been funnier or wittier at least.
The closest thing to those books that we have from when Jim was alive, I think, is Kermit's Garden of Verses, which is a book of funny poems about how everything's crazy on the Muppet Show. Yeah. It's not a book of inspirational poems about how you can be a positive person who helps people. It's a book about how like Beauregard's messing up backstage, Gonzo's doing stunts.
Everything has a joke in it.
Yeah. So I just think those two books then, One Frog Can Make a Difference, Before You Leap, are the end point of Kermit being a bland nothing in the 90s.
Yeah.
There.
Good observations. There are many examples. We can keep going on this for a whole podcast. All right, our next question comes from Grant Harding. He is asking, whose hometown are you meeting up in? Whose hometown is this?
Who lives here? This is Alex Jordan's hometown, the creator of the House on the Rock.
Actually, it's not. We're like
an hour away from there.
We're in the hometown of Jack B. Olson, the third United States ambassador to the Bahamas.
I was going to say that. You beat me to it.
Of course.
Were you really?
Yes, of course I was. No, I wasn't.
So we're in Baraboo, Wisconsin. Did you look up famous, notable residents
it's
of Baraboo?
he wasn't from Baraboo. He was from Wisconsin Dells. But I did not.
We're
look
not
up.
in the Dells. We're in Baraboo.
Yeah,
Who's from
technically.
Baraboo? We're looking it up, everybody.
Looking up Baraboo?
I'm gonna vamp a little bit while you're typing Baraboo into your iPad. So that we can-
Baraboo. Everybody at home say Baraboo out loud.
All right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Baraboo.
Baraboo.
Baraboo, Baraboo. That's my favorite town.
Baraboo, Baraboo. Will you do the fandango?
Yes, I will. Don't tell me no.
So I'll
Anthony
say
will do the
while you're
fandango.
looking this up that the reason that we're in Baraboo is because we all wanted to get together, and we decided that Ryan and I would meet Anthony in his hometown in St. Paul, and we wanted to go someplace that we could drive to from there. And I suggested that we visit the House on the Rock, which if you don't know what the House on the Rock is, you should go Google it. It was insane.
It was wild.
It was nuts.
It cannot be described in words.
It is hard to sum up succinctly.
I don't think images will even look it up and
Yeah.
you'll get the idea. But being in there, it was wild.
You really don't get the idea.
It was wild.
There was
Yes.
a guy who wanted to build a house and fill it with a bunch of stuff.
And he sure did.
And
it's
it's
not
more stuff than you think it is, even when we say that it's more stuff than you think it is.
It's more stuff than you think it is, and it's less like a house than you're imagining when we say a house.
And that's the House on the Rock, and
Yeah.
you should go
I did
check
see
it
a
out.
rock. I did see a rock, though.
There were some rocks, yeah.
In 1884, the young Ringling Brothers gave their first official circus performance in Baraboo, Wisconsin. So its most notable resident is the Ringling Brothers Circus. That's why the
All
Circus
right.
Museum is here.
That's whose hometown it is, the Ringling
whose
Brothers
hometown we're in,
Circus, yes.
But yeah, so here we are. We're just hanging out at Baraboo. It's fun to say, fun to be in.
Baraboo.
Yeah.
All right. Our next question comes from Shane again.
Hi, Shane.
Hi, Shane. Will we ever hear?
He's no longer a past and future guest.
Oh,
Asking 2 questions means he's uninvited.
Oh, that's it. Sorry, Shane.
No, I'm kidding, Shane.
You're
you
out.
can come on the program.
You're out.
All right.
You're dead to me, can opener.
no longer on the program? Is that what he would say?
The program.
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 Yeah. Shane asks, will we ever hear the unaired pilot? of
Well,
Moving
we
Right Along?
released it on our Patreon some
We
time ago.
did, yes. I assume this is what he's talking about, that years before we actually started recording the
years.
podcast, was it 2 years?
2 years. It was 2015.
Anthony and I, I don't know if we've ever talked about this on the podcast proper. We both kind of had the same idea at the same time that we should do a minute at a time podcast originally, because we took the idea from Star Wars Minute.
Yeah.
And then we eventually settled on, let's do 2 minutes at a time instead and see how that goes.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I always have to say, in case anyone's wondering, you did get permission from the Star Wars Minute
in an
guys.
incredible coincidence, Joe and I were doing a Tough Pigs live event at New York Comic-Con, and we were in the room right before the Star Wars Minute guys were hosting an event. So as we were leaving and they were coming into the room, I said, "Hey, we're hosting. We were just hosting a Muppet event in here, and I just wanted to ask you." So yeah, they gave their blessing for us to do a minute at a time Muppet movie podcast. But
As if they own the concept of minutes.
I mean,
right.
but there are a lot of minute at a time movie podcasts out there, and how many of those people do you think actually?
Talk to them.
Yeah, talk to them and said, "I hope this is
Sought
okay with
their
you."
blessing.
Yeah, exactly. So Anthony and I, just to make sure that we were like, I don't know, do you think we can really talk about a 2-minute clip for enough time and make
Yeah.
it interesting?
So we did a test pilot.
Yeah.
Which was Good Grief, the Comedian's a Bear, the sketch from the Harvey Korman episode, which is almost exactly 2 minutes long. That's
Yeah.
So we did that, and it was about 20 minutes. We got about 20 minutes out of it.
Something like that.
So we decided, sure, this will work. And then we didn't do anything for 2 years. And then we made a podcast, and it's been running to this day.
Podcasting was really hard back then, by the way. It wasn't as easy as today with Zoom.
Did we record that on Skype? I think we did.
No, there was another program you guys used
We
back
used
then.
Google
Was
Meet for
some
the first
other-
several years of our show.
Really? I
think
remember
it
you
was
guys
some
using
other
a different
app
program.
that might not even, or maybe on a website that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, there was a program I remember you guys using where it was audio only. And
We used to do Google Meet just with cameras turned off.
no, I know that, but you recorded on something that was
think-
audio only. That I remember looking at the waveform as we talked.
Yeah.
and I thought it was really awkward because I wanted to see you.
Yeah.
I wanted to look at you while we talked.
Yeah, which
and,
we didn't
and
start
that's not what it was.
until Manhattan.
Maybe, yeah, where we would
It was-
actually see each other. Yeah.
It was a good decision.
Yeah. But yeah, so people, if you're on the Patreon, you can go find that pilot episode. It's there.
And if you're not on the Patreon, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/toughpigs for $5 a month. And guess what? We have, what do we have now? 2 bonus episodes on there. That third one maybe will show up at some point.
Yeah, we've got a few unaired podcast things from across the.
We got
Topics
some Fraggle Talk
gamuts.
Classic.
Yeah.
Too hot for the podcast feed.
Oh yeah, there's
on
a
there.
couple of
That's
those.
right, yeah.
There's a bunch of good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we have 2. We have that one and the movie questions with Cameron Garrity.
Yeah,
that's
it's
the best,
true.
yeah.
But yeah, I saved it to it's sitting in the podcast queue of moving right along, with the idea that someday if something went terribly wrong and we ran out of episodes and there was a gap in our weekly schedule, it would be like, break in case of, you break glass in case of emergency, and that episode would go up. And
But
it
even
hasn't happened yet.
Right. Even the intro that we recorded for that purpose, that was probably 3 years ago.
That's been
now
a few
or
years
something? Yeah.
now. Yeah, but I keep thinking like, I could just release it sometime as a bonus episode, but what if something goes wrong someday?
Yeah.
So it's just still sitting there as a draft. So I don't know. What do you think? Should I just release it between seasons?
I think people should tell you. I think people should chime in
let
if
us
they
know
really
what
want
you
to.
think.
Listeners.
Let
If
us
there's a
know.
huge demand for it, then you got your
And
answer.
if you really want it, go subscribe to the Tough Face
Yeah,
page.
if you want to
that's
hear it
really
right
what it
now,
is.
go to
Yeah.
the Patreon. But
Right.
listeners, let us know if you think we should release that episode as a bonus episode.
Yeah.
Anthony and I talking about Good Grief, the Comedian's a Bear with poor quality audio.
It's very
Before
boring.
you knew how to be podcast hosts.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Our next question comes from Scott Owens from Albany, New York. He says, my question has to do with the Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance. Since it came out, I've been anticipating you guys doing an episode on it. What are your thoughts? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you see it? Were you upset that they didn't continue it? Did you guys actually do an episode on this and I totally missed it? Scott needs to know.
I have a T-shirt with DEET on it. I wear it often. It's the Obama Hope thing, but it's DEET. And instead of hope, it says DEET.
Nice.
So do I enjoy Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance? Yes, very much. I thought it was a great show. I think it's a lot better than the movie. I think the characters are better.
Yeah.
I think it takes most of the things that are good about the movie, which is the world building, and adds a better story and better characters.
Yeah.
What did you think of the program, Ryan?
I liked it very much. I agree with everything you just said.
You got a T-shirt with DEET on it?
No, well, here's the thing, though. Deet, it seemed like she was the fan favorite. I was more of a
You're
Brea.
a Brea fan.
Yeah.
I remember that, yeah.
To me, Brea is us. Brea is the inquisitive one who wants to know everything about the mythology of the world, the fantasy world that she is living in.
Yeah, she's like Webby from DuckTales.
So yeah, but like to me, she's like the geeky fan.
Yeah,
like
Webby.
us. So
Yeah.
well, okay.
She watched DuckTales 2017. It rules. Go on.
But no, we didn't do an episode on it. We did a lot of. We reviewed every episode on the Tough Pigs website.
And yes,
Oh, at the time, yeah.
Yeah.
yes, including we reviewed 2 episodes at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote 2 of them. You wrote right. Like I wrote one of those reviews. You wrote one of them.
I wrote at least one.
You wrote one of them, Joe.
Probably, man. You think I remember everything I've written?
I know,
do
that was a
not.
while ago.
Yeah, it's a while ago.
I remember I wrote the not spoilery review, a pre-air review.
Of the whole
Yeah,
season.
because I was so well. We know we got the first 5,
Oh, that's
That's right.
To
That's
review.
right. Yeah.
and yeah, no, I loved it. I don't know that we would ever cover it on the show. We covered the Dark Crystal
Yeah.
as a bonus episode, and you and I have talked in retrospect about how that was probably a mistake.
Well, it just felt kind of weird.
Yeah,
but-
because it doesn't really like everything else we've covered so far has been the Muppet Show family of characters.
yeah.
And at the time, I think we felt like, well, Jim Henson directed this, so we should do it. Then we didn't cover Labyrinth at all, a movie we both like a lot.
On the other hand,
more.
we love Labyrinth, so
Yeah.
maybe we'll go back and do that later.
Yeah,
But-
remember what Labyrinth stuff we saw today in Baraboo, Wisconsin?
Okay, so
Yes,
here's what's great about
yes.
Baraboo. We went to a store called the
Labyrinth Games.
Labyrinth Games.
Yeah.
The Labyrinth
The
Games.
Labyrinth Games.
And we went there, number one, because it was called The Labyrinth Games. We like the movie Labyrinth. And also, it's a games shop. And we're like, let's look
We
at
like
some
to play games.
Yeah, let's get games. We walk in. Hey, there's a little corner where they got some Labyrinth merchandise. There's a couple of plushies and some pins and some Labyrinth board game. We're looking at these. And I look up, and there's a big frame. And inside that frame is an original puppet from Labyrinth. And it's one of the door
One of the
knockers.
door
One of the door
knockers.
knockers.
This
It's the
store-
one with the door knock
the
in
knocker
its
through
ear.
its ear.
Yeah. And we couldn't believe it. First of all, what are the odds? We're in Baraboo,
We're in
Wisconsin.
Baraboo, Wisconsin.
These guys who work for a Muppet fan site, we wander into a random store, and what do they have?
a puppet
A real
from,
prop
from
from
a
Labyrinth.
film directed by
Well,
Jim Henson.
Joe said,
Crazy.
"Is that the real one?" And I said, "That can't be." And then I looked up and saw the certificate of authenticity.
Yes, and as we're discussing it, the owner of the store walks up behind us.
A gentleman named Corey.
Corey.
Yeah.
Super nice guy.
Such a nice guy. And he explained to us why that's real, how he got it. And we talked to him for a while, and we have a lot more to the story that we're going to put on Tough Pig social media. By the time this episode airs, I assume it'll already be out there. So go look at the Tough Pigs TikTok or something.
But yeah, so if you find yourself in central Wisconsin, you can go see one of the door knockers from Labyrinth at the Labyrinth Games. And the folks who run it there, Corey and Andrea, super nice.
So nice.
They also have
Tell them Tough Pig sent you.
They also have the Labyrinth pinball game. So if you're into that, you should give that a play or two.
I know one person who's into that.
Ryan played it.
Ryan Rowe.
Yeah,
He did real good. It was fun to watch him play it.
I did okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
But yeah, did we do any podcasting about Age of Resistance?
I don't think we were really doing a ton of podcasting at that
Yeah,
time.
I guess not really.
Our show was on, but that was
Yeah.
kind of it.
That might
Right.
have been it.
Then, yeah.
I'll say this is over on the Muppet Fan Podcast with ToughPigs.com podcast channel, which is the channel where we put all of our other podcasts that aren't ongoing like this one. I can see us at some point doing a podcast about Age of Resistance. I think it would be fun to get some of the Tough Pigs folks together to like kind of review it again with refreshed eyes a few years later. Especially now knowing that the story is kind of done, like they're not going back to it.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good possibility at some point. I don't know when. I don't know who would take charge on something like that, but I agree with you. It doesn't really feel like the kind of thing that you would do on Moving Right Along.
Not on this one. But until then, you can go back and look for those reviews that we posted at the time when the series was new.
Mm-hmm.
And
Go ahead.
oh, well, I was just going to say I think we were all upset that they didn't continue it.
I was going to say that, I already told you who my favorite character was. Dee. She's the one whose fate is most up in the air in the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was very upset indeed.
Yeah. And there was a lot of talk. People said, like, oh, well, they couldn't keep going for that long because eventually the show has to end with all the Gelfling getting slaughtered by the Gartham. But I kept thinking it's not necessarily true because the movie starts with everyone assumes that there are no Gelfling, but then they find out that there are two of them. So if there's two of them, there could be more of them than that. So they could all be hiding somewhere.
I think Jen just didn't know where to look.
Right.
Because Jen's an idiot.
Jen is
didn't-
so dumb. Jen
He was
Jen
raised
doesn't know
by
anything.
the Mystics. He was, raised in a bubble.
Yeah.
Like,
He
of
was.
course he doesn't know anything. That dummy.
Right. That's why he's a bad
He didn't
protagonist.
even know that girls have wings.
But
He didn't
anyway,
even know it. He never even thought about whether or not girls had wings.
how could he not know that girls have wings?
But to that point though, like about it has to end with this and whatever because of the movie. Then I think the disappointing thing to me is we didn't catch up with the movie. Like
Yeah.
there's a
Right.
gap now between the end
Yeah.
of season 1 of Age of Resistance and the movie where we don't know what happens.
Yeah.
We don't get to know what happens. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if they made a novelization like the Henson Company's done, I'm not gonna read it.
You're not going to read it.
I don't want
Well,
to read
there
that.
have been some, right?
Yeah, but that was before.
But there
Age
are
of
novels,
Resistance.
I think, set before Age of Resistance.
Oh,
Something
okay.
like that. Yeah.
But I don't think they've done anything since. They haven't
Or
done
the
it-
comics.
They haven't
None of
done a
them are-
comic set after Age of Resistance, have they?
Probably, I don't know.
They've done like movies, one set after the movie,
Yeah.
Power of the Dark Crystal.
Well,
and all
there
that.
are some comics I don't know when they take place, like because
Yeah.
Auger's in them.
Yeah, but she's in the
but so-
show and the movie.
Yeah, so I don't know where.
Yeah, right.
I'm
All
drawing
right,
a
well,
blank on.
Dark Crystal fans who are
Yeah, you
listening,
tell us. You
set
tell us
us
what's going on.
straight on the timeline of the novels and the comics.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. Our next question.
This is the last question.
Comes from Nick Curcio. What character that we haven't seen in years would you like to see return in a future Muppets project?
Carla from Cheers.
Nick didn't specify.
Yeah.
Didn't specify Muppet
Technically
character or
answers the
not.
question.
Yeah. We haven't
What would
seen
you
her
like
in
to see
years.
Carla from Cheers do in a future Muppet project?
Anything. Joke around. She could serve him some drinks. They just in the Sabrina Carpenter special they did her. She was doing that. Rhea Perlman could have done that.
She could have been working at that bar. With
Rhea Perlman could
freckles.
sing
It's
"Hey
Rhea-
Men," whatever that song was called.
Man-Child.
Man-Child.
Rhea Perlman ever worked with the Muppets before? Am I forgetting
She's been on
something?
Sesame Street. She's in
Oh,
Sit
Sesame
Down the
Street, yeah.
Ducky.
That's right. Yeah, she dressed
right.
as a worm
Yeah.
with
Yeah, yeah.
with Danny
Yeah.
DeVito. Yeah, that's pretty good. Is that your answer?
my
Okay,
answer,
great.
yes.
Great.
Well, my real answer is Digit, as it has been for a
Digit
very
would be
long
good.
time. Yeah,
and, and if it's a Muppet character, I mean Droop. Love to see that guy.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Somebody somewhere recently, I wish I could remember who suggested that they could bring back Digit and give him a more normal, like make him out of a more normal, softer, foamy,
No.
Muppety
No,
texture.
I'm against it.
Really?
I'm against it. I'll tell you why. Because when we saw
But
some
do you know who said that? Was it maybe it was one of the Kermit guys?
I don't remember. That would make sense.
when we saw some of the new puppet builds for the new Muppet special, like George looked a little bit different, Gaffer looked a
Gaffer
little bit
looks
different.
weird. Yeah.
Right. Fans were like, "What is this?"
Right,
And like
yeah.
it doesn't matter in the long run, but like, Muppet fans were really just like shocked.
Yeah.
And I think if we saw a fleeced Digit, I think people would be like, "Who is this guy? Who's this church puppet?" I think not only for that reason should they keep with the original design, like that would be ideal, but also of any character in the entire Muppet canon to have that weird latex skin,
right.
let it be Digit.
Yeah, he's the
so
one where
that-
it's
he's the one.
justified.
I agree. Yeah.
yeah, it does actually make sense. But I don't know. I guess because people do complain that style of Muppet is off-putting or weird-looking. But if they wanted to try to fix that, quote unquote, then they could. That does seem like a potential solution to make him out of a more appealing, soft and fuzzy material. But
It seems like
No,
a,
I get what
a
you're saying.
decision that they would make. I could see that for those
Yeah.
reasons. I would not agree with that decision.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with Joe.
Yeah.
But no, I would just like to see Digit again. I love that guy. Anthony and I did an entire podcast episode about Digit on 70 or 70 Muppets.
We sure did.
Yeah.
More Muppets, please.
Yes,
right.
yes, exactly.
Our next question comes from Mike Osnowitzki. He wants to know, aside from Ryan and Anthony, who's your favorite host of the Movin' Right Along podcast?
But see, now we're supposed to think of a joke answer.
Nope, too late. You can just say the real answer.
I mean,
that's what you gotta do.
I'm actually gonna say Roz because when my niece Alina was on for Muppet Christmas Carol,
That's right.
Ryan was not available, and we needed to get Alina on because she was at our house.
That's right.
So
Oh,
Roz
yeah.
filled in as co-host. So I'm sorry, Joe.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
It's gotta
I
be
got
Roz.
it. It's fine.
Yeah, Ross did a great job.
It's gotta be.
Yeah. So here's the funny thing that we never talked about this on the air. You called me first. Do you remember that?
We did, yes.
Yeah, you called me. You're like, can you get to a microphone real quick?
Yeah.
And I was in Diker Heights, Brooklyn, which if you live in New York, you're aware that's the place where they decorate the houses for Christmas like crazy. Like it's like neon lights vomited all over this neighborhood, and it's kind of obnoxious, but you kind of also have to go see it. And so I was in Diker Heights, and I'm like, I'm not going to be able to get home. I'm walking around with friends,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to be here
yeah.
for another hour. It'll take me an hour and a half to get home. And you were like, we got to do this now.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so then Roz-
and I was so disappointed because I had always, I'm like, I could have hosted an episode.
Yeah.
And all that time is not until today I get to
Here
do
you
it.
are.
Yeah, you did it.
Yep.
But that episode turned out better, I think, because it was just Alina with her aunt and uncle. She actually said things, which I think she would not have
Well, there you go.
with either of the two of you. So,
Yeah.
there we go.
Great.
Mike Osnowitzki.
He's the telephone pole. Before we wrap up, I know we've been getting lots of great questions from listeners, but you guys actually got a gift from one of our listeners.
We sure did.
Wow.
Our good friend Zach Kenny, who also submitted a few questions. You already heard his name a few times. He sent in the mail by USPS
Actual mail.
an actual mail for you two.
A physical thing.
Yes, it's in this tube right here. We're going to pull out the paper here. Okay, so... All right. So, I'm going to read this. There's some text here, and then I'm going to show you guys there's some pictures as well. So, I will read what Zach has written. Says Zach, Dear Ryan and Anthony, or Anthony and Ryan, depending on who does the intro this week.
Joe did it. It was
me.
Joe. Zach,
You
we
didn't know,
fooled
Zach. You
you.
didn't know. Congratulations on making it to 6 seasons of a fantastic Muppet movie podcast. Your show has both made me change the way I watch media with a more intensive eye, with a greater appreciation for repeat viewings, and helped me become more comfortable with podcasts as a whole. totally different than live radio, YouTube live streams. So even though these are from a different pod altogether, please enjoy these one-of-a-kind, no replicas, original pieces of yourselves from the 70 Years, 70 Muppets pod. I know they're small potatoes compared to Joe's free watches. Yes, I said Joseph's free watches.
You say, yeah.
He wrote that with little musical notes.
Perfect.
But be it framing, personal coloring, or whatever, hopefully you, your family, and friends will appreciate them. Looking forward to hearing season 7 and beyond. Zach. All right, so here we go. Guys, here is Zach's gift. Take a look.
Whoa.
Tell me what you see.
It's me.
It's you.
Wow. This is...
Wait, let's pause for a second.
yeah.
All right, I got
okay.
it.
Wait.
Yeah. Okay. Anthony has his.
All right, it's you.
Okay, so it is. Zach did these incredibly detailed drawings of us
Yeah.
with what appears to be a variety of Muppets.
I think this
initially.
is. So I'm looking at yours now. These are all the characters that each of us hosted episodes on
I think-
of 70 Years, 70 Muppets.
I believe so. I believe these are all the characters that we appeared on, because I have George the Janitor, which I hosted.
Oh,
Uncle
okay.
Deadly, Fozzie, Mo Frackle, Dog Lion, Ghost of Christmas, Present, Beaker, and then I have Andy and Randy, which I was on with Joe.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And they all look great, of course. And I'm in the middle. And that it's just astounding. Ryan, who's on yours? What do you
I
have?
have Marvin Suggs, Sweetums, Chip, who... Oh, he has chip crumbs all over his face. That's very funny. I have the newsman. Dr. Strangepork is sleepwalking. I'm trying to remember what that means. I'm sure it's something we talked about in my episode.
Yeah, wait, what happened in your episode? What was the shtick for that one?
Well, I don't. I mean, it was just Scott
So long
Hansen and
ago.
me talking about it, but it was probably like an obscure appearance of Strangepork that Scott told me about. Sam the Eagle, Constantine. There's a bunch of Muppet phones on the bottom, which is great. Sam is holding a brochure for a gay cruise, which is a joke that Stacy made in that episode.
Great.
Who is this on the side?
Which one?
This guy.
Yeah, it looks. Is that the screaming thing?
It looks like the screaming thing, but it wasn't.
Shaky
in an
Sanchez.
episode about
They didn't do
this.
an episode for Shaky Sanchez.
Um,
Right, well, it's Constantine is what like it looks like Constantine has something on his wrist
yeah.
that's sticking out a tongue at this creature.
Yeah, Constantine appears to be accosting
And
this other guy.
That other guy is holding what looks like a magic wand.
Maybe, or like something a professor would use to point to the
yeah,
blackboard.
That's true.
I don't know. You might have stumped me with this one, Zach.
Yeah,
but,
Zach, let us know.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like Red Fraggle without the pigtails. Who could that be?
Yeah.
Is it? It's Nigel. Is it Nigel with the baton?
Oh, that's
Oh, it's
Nigel.
Nigel, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah,
Once
yeah,
I got
yeah.
to it looks like a Fraggle. It's like
the-
that's Nigel.
It's the alternate universe where Nigel became a superstar.
Oh, of course, right. That's what my episode
From
was
your
about.
episode,
Yeah,
yeah.
his hair is just looking kind of shaggy.
You know what it
This
is?
like-
If he was wearing the tuxedo, you would know. You would know
yes,
first,
definitely.
first,
right.
you know, right
Okay.
away.
Yeah. Wow.
Awesome.
Okay, that's great. Yeah.
Zach, don't let us know. It's Nigel.
Don't let us know, Zach.
What is
Don't-
this
don't
that
tell us.
Sweetums is holding?
It says
It's like a macrame.
it's like a sampler, right? Like you would hang on the wall. Something never goes out of style. I can't quite read it.
Aberland.
This must be something that we talked about in the episode. Man, the thing about this is I don't even know all the references to my own.
Right. It's going to take us a while to figure them all out.
Did you already say this? That Chip is eating Munchos.
Chip is eating Munchos.
there's
That's
so
great.
many good Easter
Oh,
eggs in
man.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
there's
just,
so many. We'll post them. We'll post these too,
Yeah,
so people
this
can
is
see
just
them.
packed with details.
And my favorite thing on mine is that Mo Frackle is holding up a Family Feud board.
Yeah, what are the other little details and references on yours?
We got a lot of things here. We got Beaker is looking. Well, George the Janitor is holding his mop, who he's in love with. We have the best detail. Actually, I just noticed is Dog Lion is right next to a little ceramic giraffe. And I talked on the episode about how I have my Palisades Dog Lion right on the windowsill where I do the dishes next to a ceramic giraffe that Iris gave me. Iris said that, I think, on the episode.
Oh, wow.
So that's just delightful to see. Gonzo is holding up the Gonzo Eras tour cover, because that's what me and Roz did on the episode. Fozzie is wearing Groucho glasses, I think, because our friend Noah Diamond was on the show.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, of course.
And he has played Groucho and is the host of a Marx Brothers podcast, of course. And a lot of stuff. It's going to take
What
a
is
while to figure them all out.
the Ghost of Christmas Present holding? I can't tell.
The Ghost of Christmas Present is holding looks like a playbill or something, doesn't it?
There must be something you talked about. See, this is the thing. We record these episodes, and then our listeners remember them better than we do.
Yeah.
But
So Zach, if you want to give us some annotations, that'd be great too, because it's awesome. This is amazing.
What I love too, and Zach kind of hinted at this in his note, but this is basically an ink drawing, so it's just black ink, white background, and so you could color this in.
I think my kids will.
Yeah,
I think they'd be happy to, and they'll do it.
I think that's really exciting. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, amazing work, Zach.
I'm just staring at this. I'm just so impressed by this.
You guys got to frame these. I mean, this is such an accomplishment. Because that's the thing. Is like Zach's right. You guys not only did an amazing job on your episodes of 70 or 70 Muppets on that other podcast channel, but you do such a great job here on Moving Right Along. I'm actually surprised that more people haven't done fan art of you.
Well, we've gotten a few. Our past and future guest Noah Gen X has done some.
Yeah.
He drew us as Tough Pigs once.
That's right. I remember that.
Right.
And that looked great.
That was great.
So he's maybe the other one.
Yeah. I'll draw a picture of you guys. It's going to be great.
Thank you, Joe.
I'll do it on a napkin.
Yeah.
It's not going to be as good as Zach Hennes, but it'll be good.
You're gonna accidentally mislabel it 18 feet as 18 inches, so it's not gonna be a full size Stonehenge.
It's going to be a really tiny napkin.
Yeah.
So, we're getting close to the end here, and normally this is where you would ask, do you have any other notes that we didn't get to? So, Anthony, starting with you, do you have anything?
Muppets are great, and my dad created lots of Muppets. I'm a very happy lad. That's all I wrote.
Great, so good. Great. Good note. Ryan, you got anything?
Yes, a few things from the screenplay draft of this episode. No, I don't know.
Great.
That was good.
In the original draft,
We are
we had
caricatures.
better answers for all these questions.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, that, I believe, brings us to the end. So, Anthony and Ryan, thank you guys so much for letting me take the microphone on
Thank
this
you, Joe.
episode.
You did a great job.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you to everyone who stuck it out with us for this episode and has been listening to Moving Right Along for not just this entire season, but for all these years.
All these years.
We
8.5
appreciate you.
and counting.
That's right.
Wow.
So on that note, please check out toughpigs.com on the internet, Facebook, Blue Sky, all of those things. You can become a Patreon on patreon.com/toughpigs. You can email us at movinrightalong@toughpigs.com. You can follow me on Letterboxd. I'm not on Blue Sky. You can follow me on Letterboxd at toughpigsjoe. You can follow Ryan on Blue Sky at meadryanrowe. And Letterboxd at Movies Are Neat. You can follow Anthony on Blue Sky at Durwood Clapper and on Letterboxd at Zeppo Marxist. Thanks to Jordan Brandon for the theme music. Thanks to Morgan Davy for the logo. And hey, if you're so inclined, give us a positive review over on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. And hey, tell your friends about the show. Join us next week. Next week, right? Is there next week?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Sure,
Join us next week
let's
or
say
next
yes.
time.
We'll figure it out.
For another episode of Moving Right Along. Bye, everybody.
Hey, we're all in the same room, so we're gonna watch a movie together. At the count of 3, everybody listening, shout out the name of the movie that you think we should watch. 1, 2, 3.
I've already seen it. I'm not watching that one.
The Oogie Loves in the Big Balloon Adventure.
All right, let's watch it.
Okay, bye.
Bye.